Hey, this is Bruce Cook. This is December 26th, 2022, day after Christmas. Just giving an update on my pepper plants. So, if you've seen any of my previous pepper plant update videos from this year, you'll notice that my plants have gotten quite a bit bigger. So, ever since I started feeding them from the bottom cups, because I'm doing the double cup method with Miracle Growth, their growth has obviously, as you see, gone through the roof. So these things are growing quickly. I believe I'm doing a better job with controlling the amount of Miracle Grow mix. So it's recommended not to go over 10, 10, and 10 on the NPK levels. So I'm actually using a little bit less than what I did last year. If I had to guess, I'm putting in like 8, 8, and 9, something like that. So, and I'm noticing the difference between the way I'm doing it this time and before, because the leaves on my plants, the last years that I've used that Miracle Grow stuff, that plant food, the leaves were a lot darker. So I think this looks a lot more healthy for them. It's closer to their natural colors. But anyways, I just got them finished feeding these things, so I made a little change with the straw technique. I do gotta say this. I'm glad I thought of doing the straw thing because it has saved so much time. I don't have to like grab every individual plant when I'm feeding these things and lift the top cup out of the bottom and then feed them. It's just been so easy using using this thing. So what I'd normally do is I'd have this up here. See, I haven't put all my stuff away just yet. I would just suck some of this from in here, and then I would like insert it into the top of the straw, and I would just put controlled amounts in each one of them. That saved a lot of time because I could just simply go down the rows to each one. Now that the foliage is growing out so big, it has been getting a little more difficult. But something else I had to do this morning with every single plant was I had to take the straws out of the soil because I had it running through the soil and coming out the bottom of the cups. So I had put rubber bands on these things, hoping I could use the rubber bands to control how elevated the top cup would be. So the whole point of that was to elevate the cup once the roots had grown enough into the bottom cup. So that way the roots would have more room to grow and they wouldn't coil up and bind up. And turned out the rubber bands would only allow the cups to elevate just a little bit. So my idea was I took the straws out of the soil, and now I have the straws sitting in the sides of the cups. So this is the last plant I will have to feed. I saved this for the video. So what I'm doing is, if I can do this with one hand without screwing anything up, hang on. So you see we got the roots binding. Give me a second. I am going to sit. This is what I did with every one of my plants. So I took this out, and this is going to be kind of hard doing this one-handed. Give me a second. Sorry, you're going to have to stare at my desk for a second. So actually, you have to see that, you can see in the bottom thing. I don't know, maybe I could show you from here. So what I've been doing was I lift this up a little bit, take the straw, put it in there like that, and that allows the cup to be elevated a little more than it was before. And give me a sec, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm feeding these things. So this is what I've been doing. Take a certain amount of this, putting it into the top of this, just like that. And then I'll pull this back out just so you get to see exactly. And as you see, it filled it up. So that was my little trick, and it has been working very well. So that's what I'm doing. Then I've also been battling aphids as well. I have so far only lost one large leaf, but I've been spraying these things down with cold pressed neem oil, a mix of that, water, and clear dish soap once a week. I do it on Sundays, and that's kept the aphid population like virtually almost non-existent. But when Sunday rolls around, typically I'll end up finding a couple plants that will have quite a few aphids on them, and then I get them. I'll typically like hold them over my floor over here, shake the leaves around, knock as many aphids off as possible, and then I hold the cup over my little bedroom garbage can, and I will spray down the tops and bottom sides of the leaves, like heavy sprayings where they're like dripping. That's what was recommended. I believe that was the Rusted Garden and other YouTube gardeners suggested when you're spraying these things with neem oil, is to hit them thoroughly with it, to where if there is aphids still on the leaves, you know, it ends up washing them off, and it puts a nice coating of the mix on there. So if, when the aphids come back to feed on the plant, ends up killing them. So, and that's been working great. Like I said, I've been growing these since mid-October, and since they've been growing up, I have only lost one large leaf. So I am doing like infinitely better than I did the last 3 seasons I grew. I think this grow box is making all the difference. I am also, after this video is over, I'm going to be lowering my grow light by 1 inch. So I thought to lower it an inch every single month until these come out, and then if they do happen to grow tall enough to where they're getting close to the light, then I'll elevate the light again. But then we got these over here. These are growing pretty slow. I mean, I got started a month later on these than I did these, and the growing conditions were different. I was trying a different propagation unit. It was just a smaller one, and it didn't seem to do quite as good of a job as that big one that I've been using the last few seasons, because that one within like 3 weeks had all of these plants bigger than these, and these are obviously like a month and a half old. So I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, that's my update, and hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.